good pair of summer cycling shoes will have plenty of ventilation both in the upper and in the soles to keep your feet cool in hot conditions. That's great in the summer, but not so good when the weather starts to turn cooler and wetter. Nothing's more uncomfortable than cold, wet hands and feet. And once your hands and feet start to feel cold, the rest of you will start to feel cold too. So that's where a good set of overshoes come into their own. And what sort of overshoes you need depends very much on the conditions. So how cold and how wet it's likely to be on your ride. If you're just going out for a ride in the autumn or the spring, when it's slightly cooler and dry, and you want to cover up the ventilation holes in your shoes, a pair of toe covers like these will probably do the trick. They just slip over the front of your shoes and cover up most of the ventilation holes so that your toes feel a lot warmer. And the great thing about these is if it does warm up later, it's very easy just to slip them off again and put them in one of your pockets. The other option for these sorts of conditions is a good pair of oversocks. Because they don't have any zips in them, they can be quite difficult to get over your shoes, and they don't have any protection on the soles, so they can wear out quite easily. Most of them aren't waterproof either, although this pair from Sealskins are waterproof. Once things start to get a bit wetter, you'll want something with a bit more waterproofing. Waterproof overshoes come in different weights, and these Enduros are quite light. They'll have a zip at the back and an open bottom so that your cleat can fit through. Although an overshoe like this isn't insulated, it can still get quite damp and sweaty inside. Once things start to get really cold and wet, you'll want something heavier duty, like these neoprene ones from Santini. They've got a waterproof zip at the back, and the material is a lot more substantial and a lot warmer. It's also worth noting that these are reinforced on the bottom so that they're more likely to stand up to being walked in. The other thing to note about these is they have a lot of reflective elements at the back, and they're very useful if you're going to be out in bad conditions. These from Sealskins go one further, having a built-in blinker. It's worth bearing in mind that no overshoes are going to be completely waterproof. With an open bottom and a cuff around your ankle, sooner or later the water's going to get in somewhere. And because they're going to be walked around in, they're going to get a lot of wear at the base too. So in summary, there's a range of different overshoes which suit different conditions, and it's worth having a few pairs depending on what sort of riding you're going to be doing. And if you're going to be doing a lot of riding in cold, wet conditions, it's worth thinking about getting a set of winter cycling shoes, which will have a completely closed sole and so shouldn't let the water in so quickly.